Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mangello. It is Wednesday night, which means it's not only the day after Taco Tuesday, but it's also my favorite night of the week. Why, you ask? Not because it's hump day, maybe partially because there's a brand new Goldbergs on tonight, but because it's the night that I get to spend and share with you, my friend. It also means that I need to shower, which doesn't always happen every day as an entrepreneur. A little peek behind the curtain. Anyway, if you're watching live, thanks so much for spending and sharing your night with me. If you're watching on the replay, sorry you missed it live. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you catch the show not just Wednesdays at 7:30, but every time I go live from the home studio, also known as the fifth bedroom, the parks, cruise lines, and occasional airports, on my travels, wherever else it might be. Thank you to everybody who is here. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Relatively short show tonight. Why do you ask? Because my crazy level is a little bit higher than normal. Momentum is literally just, God help us and save us, it's hours away. And it's not like I didn't know this was coming for an entire year, but it is crunch time. And there's a lot of crunching that needs to happen between now and Friday night, which sounds eerily closer than I wanted to. But that being said, I can't wait. I know a lot of you, some of you who are in the box, have either been to Momentum in the past, are coming back again this year. Really excited for the attendees, the new and the repeat. Our speakers, Steve Schussler. We have another keynote speaker named Rob Starkman, whose story I think is absolutely fascinating and the nicest guy in the world. And you'll see we shop at the same, really tall man. He's like 9 feet tall. It's like looking at you'll see when the pictures come out. And some of you who are in the box, I know, are going to be not only attending, but speaking at Momentum. So it's there's a lot going on. But yeah, relatively short show tonight, because if you could see the rest of, not only forget my office, but the rest, my front foyer, the dining room table, the kitchen table, the garage, that it looks like both Amazon and Staples and many other mail order places have exploded in my house. But it is all good. But there is a lot going on. There's a lot that's happening this week. There's a lot that's coming this week. Thanks to all of you who followed along with me. Was it yesterday? I'm not sure. I think it was yesterday, where I got to go and check out the models. Now, just to be clear, I wasn't at the Riviera Resort. I was at the Disney Vacation Club Preview Center checking out some of the model rooms of the Riviera Resort, and that very cool scale model of the resort that really gives you a sense, you can sort of walk around in 360 degrees, really gives you a sense of what it looks like. What is this, a hotel for ants? It needs to be at least 3 times as big. I said it 10 times. It was really funny to me and probably nobody else. It's a Zoolander quote. Look, I'm quoting a different movie that's not Stripes, Young Frankenstein, The Blues Brothers, or Saved by the Bell. But it's beautiful. I love the Italian and French, European, Mediterranean feel. We got to check out some of the food as well. And the rooms are huge. The pull-down bed is remarkable. You don't have to move the couch. It's like one hand pulls down, but very clean, very light. I love the fact that the balcony can be accessed there's a one-bedroom deluxe suite. You can access the balcony is plural, not just from the living room, but from the bedroom as well. If you check out my Instagram stories, and I think I shared in the Box People group as well. Also, this Friday, God willing, and by God willing, I mean if I have everything I need to have done for Momentum, I'm also going to be checking out the Skyliner. I had a chance to go early this week. I opted not to. I'm going to check it out Friday for the grand opening dedication ceremony, and I will take you with us, on the Skyliner, which I've been saying all along, I think is more of an attraction for me than it is a conveyance system. And I've not watched any videos. I want to see it with my own eyes, but I've had some friends reaching out just saying how beautiful it is, the amazing vistas. There's a certain time of day. I want to ride it at sunset. I think there's something so peaceful, so calm, so beautiful, and I want to see the sunsets over the parks and over the buildings, and really see Walt Disney World in a way that nobody, to a certain degree, ever has before. So I'm super excited, and I also want to find. I may at some point. I'm planning on, and by some point I mean probably Friday morning. I plan on bringing food with me because I want to sort of combine two of my favorite things: the eating and I don't know what the other favorite thing is. I'm the sensation of flight. I've heard that a lot. That there's this sensation of flight in the Skyliners and the air flow system with the windows being open on both sides. Even when the vehicle stopped, I'm hearing it's very comfortable. There's a nice breeze going through. So yeah, I'm going to bring a backpack full. I need a backpack full of snacks and some water and some juji fruits and popcorn. And if the boathouse could somehow deliver to one of the stations, so I'll work on that. So, but speaking of food, all right, so again, relatively quick show. I'm going to really try and stick to like a half hour or so because there's so much to do tonight. Speaking of food, there was actually food-related news this week, which for Lou Mongello is like a good day at Walt Disney. It's every day is a good day at Walt Disney World. Who am I kidding? Not every day. Most days. 92.7% of the days are good. But when there's food news, I get excited. And this is food news that it's somewhat outside of my comfort zone. And you're like, Lou, I've seen you. I see that physique and I see why you shoot yourself on camera from the waist up. Disney announced this week that there is going to be new plant-based dining at all of the major quick and table service restaurants at Walt Disney World and then later at Disneyland, including a new, with that icon that you see there, is the plant-based menu icon. And there's going to be literally hundreds of brand new sweet and savory, oh yeah, creations, and then a lot of new dishes specifically crafted. So this to me is very interesting on a lot of levels. One, I hear new menu items and I get excited, right? Because that to me is like opening a new attraction, but one that I can eat as often as I like. What I think it does too is one, continues to not just satisfy and address, but be even more progressive with addressing special dietary requirements for people that don't want to or cannot have meat in their diets. And there's clearly a trend that's been happening for a while, and I think Disney really is is an innovator in the theme park industry into not just having a vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free options, but now strictly plant-based items. And this evolution of the menu and the dining system is very, very interesting to me. And so when I said this is outside of my comfort zone, normally I would hear plant-based and I would stop listening. Like, I like me a good cut, grind, sear, whatever of various types of meat. But plant-based, and again, this is an educational experience for me too, includes not just like plants in the ground, but fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds and I guess legumes, or not necessarily nuts or seeds. So all these items are made without meat, dairy, eggs, or honey, which are normally the things that I require in my food. However, all that being said, I was relatively recently introduced to the Impossible Burger, which I'm taking my glasses off for effect. I heard Impossible Burger. I heard it was a burger not made out of meat. I'm like, okay, I'll try it to say that I did. I say this over and over again. Had someone not told me that there was no meat in my hamburger, I would have been very, very surprised. And even this recently at the Food and Wine Festival in the Earth Eats, one of the Eats trios has an Impossible Burger with the wasabi, wasabi dressing and slaw, which is phenomenally good. Like, I would go back specifically for that. And again, it doesn't necessarily the texture, the flavor, even sort of that little bit of smokiness in the meat is absolutely there. Now, there are other plant-based meats that I've tried that I have not been as impressed with. But what Walt Disney World is doing starting on October 1st at quick service and October 3rd at table service locations is launching more than 400. I have a lot of research to do. and a lot. Can somebody go get me to the stretchy pin? I need bigger Spanx. I need 400 new items that I'm going to have to try. So some new items include steamed Asian dumplings, which you had me at Asian and dumplings, and steamed. Why not? It sounds like it's healthy. At Le Cellier in Epcot, which is not necessarily where I would have expected it. I don't know why. There are 3 plant-based meat dumplings, plant-based, it still sounds funny, plant-based meat. What are they called? Plant-based. There's plant-based dumplings with bok choy, Chinese long beans, red peppers, and radish in a delicious and fragrant Asian broth. Shiriki noodle salad from the Jungle Navigation Company, also known as the Skipper Canteen. Noodles, again, body built on carbohydrates, edamame, mushrooms, green mango, cucumber, and a sweet chili sauce. A Felucian garden spread at Docking Bay 7. I'm happy to see that even on Batu, they are as progressive as we are here on Earth. It's plant-based kefta. It's herb hummus, tomato cucumber relish, and pita. Oh, I like me some pita. There's also a chili-spiced, crispy fried tofu bowl from Tatuli Canteen, which is without a doubt among the top, at least the top 3 counter service restaurants in Walt Disney World. Tangerine Cafe, I'm looking at you. There's a few others. Maybe I need to do this as a top 10 list. There's also, I'm going to make a special trip just to try this, plant-based cashew cheesecake. What? From the California Grill. It's one of the scrumptious plant-based desserts, again, which is something very, very foreign but intriguing to me. So again, they're going to start at Walt Disney World, work their way over to Disneyland, and then really make their way across the world, including Disneyland Paris, Hong Kong. We're seeing some menu items from Disney Cruise Lines, including a plant-based chili dog and plant-based eggs to chocolate truffle cake. Color this guy not just intrigued, but hungry as well. So Disney is again being incredibly both reactive and proactive, right? They're reacting to guest inquiries, to guests' needs, to guest satisfiers, and they're being proactive by saying, okay, we're not just going to have a chef come out and offer you an allergy-friendly or a vegetarian or vegan-friendly option. We're not going to have maybe just a single item on the menu. We're going to launch 400 items on table service and counter service, resort-wide, nationwide, worldwide, which again, I think addresses not just special needs, special dietary requirements, but more importantly, what guests are looking for. And I think what it does too is it's going to introduce a lot of people who might have, like myself, who might not have necessarily looked at or for or towards a plant-based meat item as something that they would want to try. And now I'm intrigued. Like, I'm very, very intrigued, especially, again, because of the personal success that I've had with things like the Impossible Burger. How is this going to work? And I like me a good tofu, too. So Tuli Canteen, the bowls with the tofu, really, really nice. By the way, I'm famished. I did not eat dinner as yet because you guys are more important. And that's not a question. It's literally true. Also, very quickly, completely off topic. However, I just saw, I thought I heard, I'm not sure if you guys heard it or not on your end. I heard the trumpets blaring. I heard a hush fall over the crowd as Her Royal Worshipfulness, Becky Menken, entered the WDW Radio Box People evening. She is, of course, from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for all your vacation planning needs, yada, yada, yada. But the reason why I'm calling her out is not just because she's my official and recommended travel provider for all your vacation planning needs, but what's today? Wednesday? Monday was Becky Mankins' birthday. So if you haven't already, please join me in wishing Her Royal Highness a very, very happy birthday. I won't even say anything mean or unkind or joking other than happy birthday. biting tongue not to say anything funny or snarky. But seriously, happy birthday. I'm not going to sing to you because neither you nor anyone else wants to hear me sing, believe me. But happy birthday, and look forward to seeing you next week, October 1st. I cannot believe. Assuming I survive momentum this weekend, which the odds makers in Vegas right now, if I'm looking at the big tote board in the back, they're giving me a 71.7% chance of actually making it to momentum, and wow, only a 48.3% chance of surviving based on the information that I received today that one of the items that I need for momentum that was supposed to be here today has not left the facility as yet. Insert very opposite of smiley stressing face earlier today, but that's cool, man. I will find a way around it to work at it, and I'm going to make it happen. So yes, Crystal Steers, we will pull it off, and if not, I will just beg for forgiveness. So, Jason Knapp, it is not a cape that I'm waiting for. It's something actually much, much more important than that. So, Becky says, I appreciate all the wonderful wishes. Check it out. Lou hasn't killed. See, just notice that Becky is always the one that's mean first. She opens the door to the meanness, and I'm not going to step through it because I'm way too stressed out, and it's your birthday, and I'm not normally a bigger man than that, but today I'm going to Scott finds it, who's taking the under on that 70%. Yeah, Scott, I'm the next couple of hours are definitely going to determine, and tomorrow is definitely going to determine what those odds are going to look like in Vegas. But we'll make it, and it'll be fun, and it'll be fine. And then next week we have our opening night Epcot Forever dessert party. Obviously, that is going to be October 1st, the final night of Illuminations the night before. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the dessert party there, which again is thanks to and brought to you through the generosity of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for all your vacation planning needs. So, Chuck Zillah, good to see you again. Chuck Zillah is the author of Disney and the Wonder Within books. Wait a minute. Which, by the way, I happen to have right there. Oh my gosh. And look, by the way, you have the coolest business cards. Chuck, I saw this past weekend at the Indie Disney Meet. Becky was there too. Had so much fun. Yeehaw Bob was there. This is the first book. Chuck, am I allowed to say that there are more? The second book is coming? I hope so, because the second book is coming very, very soon. And I know that Chuck, you should actually be hard at work right this very minute. Did you not hear anything that I told you? You should be working on book 3. This is one that is for adults. It's for kids. And when I say adults, I don't mean but it's a great story. Chuck is a Disney fan first, and it absolutely comes through in his writing. I love passion projects that come from people who do it simply because they love it, right? That's where I think a lot of us came from. Crystal Steers, same way. Oh, I'd have to put Chuck's note. Chuck wrote me a nice handwritten note, which it's a lost art. I absolutely dig the fact, and that's why I save the notes, not just inside, but the note on the outside, Chuck, as well. So, and to that point, wait, I just realized this is actually a beautiful segue. To that point, good people doing good things. You know, I realized recently that for years, weekly, you got to get tired of hearing me saying it. I keep on saying to you, all I ask that if you like the show, please help spread the word. And again, that's not just to benefit me. I think that really is to benefit us as a whole, as a community. You've heard me say ad nauseum that I built the clubhouse. You are the ones that populate it. More importantly, you are the magnets. You are the attractors towards other good people. But I keep on asking you for things, and I wanted to, I think, reciprocate a little bit of some of that love, especially with momentum coming up next week. So just want to give a little bit of quick love. First of all, don't forget, a couple of weeks ago, I had Dave Bossert on the podcast and on the live show. Tomorrow is the last day to join his Indiegogo campaign and help support his dream. Literally, it is his dream to write a book about legendary Disney Imagineer Claude Coates. It's called The Making of Disneyland, From Toad Hall to the Haunted Mansion and Beyond. To make it easy for you, I have a link that'll take you right to the Indiegogo campaign. If you go to wdwradio.com/Bossert, Bossert, you'll find out more about Dave's campaign. You'll find out more about some of the different levels. And I think you'll learn a little bit more about Claude Coates and how Dave has been working with the Coates family to help get this story told. Because I think unless maybe you are a hardcore fan or you've seen Claude Coates' name at or around the Haunted Mansion, you might not know just how much he contributed to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and so many of the classic attractions that continue to entertain guests. So it truly is a passion project from Dave. I have talked to him a lot sort of offline about this book. I cannot wait to see it. Again, it has been funded, but if you do want to get in on the Indiegogo campaign, visit wdwradio.com/Bossert. Dave is a really good, and you can go to David Bossert, and then Dave is also on show 560 something, 562, 563. I don't know. If somebody knows, put it in here. We actually, if you were watching at D23 Expo, Dave was there, came by the booth, spent some time chatting, and I instantly like hit it off with this guy. Like I just dig him, not just for what he does and the books that he's written and the passion that he has, but I just dig him as a dude. And because look, he's like us. He is absolutely one of us. And what I mean by that is I don't mean an incredibly hungry Disney freak. What I mean is an incredibly passionate Disney fan that wants to share stories for no other reason than wanting to get those stories out, than to capture the stories and share those stories of a person whose work he continues to appreciate and, more importantly, admire to this day. So again, it's wdwradio.com/Bossert. And I think, Becky, thank you. It's show 562. You can see the link. I mean, don't go listen right now. You can go listen later. And do me a favor, spread the word, share the love. Like tonight is not about spreading the word about WDW Radio. It's about spreading the word about other people. First of all, go tell everybody that it's Becky's birthday. I mean, I think everybody got the message. I think everybody has sort of heard that in the queendom, as it were. But yeah, definitely go and check out the Bossert book. Super excited. I know he's been working on that for a long time. Actually, last week too. Oh, wait a minute. I jumped the gun. Last week too, my friend Jason Knapp, who I believe is still here in the box, maybe somewhere, he launched his passion project that he's been working on for a long time. I've known Jason personally for, gosh, maybe is it coming on a year and a half, 2 years? I literally remember the first time I met him, and I happened to be wandering around Epcot Center with him and his son standing on a garbage can eating food. Well, Jason launched a passion project last week called Here with the Magic, and it really came from a place of wanting to connect people to the experience, not in terms of, point of view, ride-throughs, and breaking news. It really is about bringing the happy place to you with immersive, interactive, environmental videos, meaning he's picked some of his favorite places at Walt Disney World to, I'm going to steal my own line, to sort of sit back, relax, and just watch things go by. So you'll be able to pull it up on YouTube, on Facebook. Some videos are 180 degrees, some are 360 degrees. They're in 5K, like they are incredibly immersive in terms of the quality of the video and the quality of the audio. The way to really, if you can experience it, is not just on your phone or even your desktop, but if you have Google Cardboard, Oculus, PlayStation View, any sort of three-dimensional type of, it's a great way to sort of really feel like you are sitting, standing, walking in some of the places that you might not make the time to go to or go for. So whether it's and one of my personal favorites. You know I love Japan for so many reasons. Just sitting in Japan during a thunderstorm, and you're watching the weather, you're listening to the rain, you're hearing the music. Fire Rock Geyser, Animal Kingdom Lodge, trying to think, Tom Sawyer Island. You watch the steamship go by. You hear the sounds in true binaural audio, so it's meant to be listened to with headphones on. Even if it's on your phone, you're able to sort of move it around as if you're sort of sitting there with Jason on that bench. So he is here with themagic.com on the internet, on Facebook. He's got, I believe, a page and a group. He's also on Instagram, where he shares some previews and teasers of stuff that he's doing. And he's a nice, I mean, don't tell him I said this, please, but he's a nice guy. And you can clearly see that this is a project that comes from a place of personal passion and just wanting to share it with you. And I know from talking with Jason, he's got some very, very cool stuff coming, not just in terms of what you can see and hear, but the way you can experience it really in a way that I have not seen or heard before. This is the most expensive plug ever. And what I mean by that is because of Jason, I have to go buy an Oculus. What's the one the Oculus Go, the Oculus Quest, whatever the one is that just fits on your head. You don't need a computer. You don't need to attach it to you don't need to slip your phone in it. I saw it during our Momentum retreat, and I'm like, I need to get me one of these. And now that I've seen the videos just on my phone, I can imagine what it must look like with the device on it. It's an Oculus Quest, Jason said. It's Oculus Quest. Super, super cool. Again, whatever, it's not device specific. So you can go check it out. Subscribe to his newsletter. He'll send you a newsletter. He'll hopefully send you a newsletter every time there is every time there is a new video. And I believe he has 3 new videos a week. And again, there's some other cool stuff that is coming as well. Speaking of people who are doing things that they love and are passionate about, and again, in an attempt to try and look, the problem with Walt Disney World, even if you do live here, is that you can't get there as often as you would like, right? We try and find all these different ways to connect ourselves to this place that we love so much, whether we're at home, on our couch, in our car, at our computer, sometimes even at work. You just want to find ways to escape the place that you are and put yourself somewhere else. I think podcasts are a great way to do it. I think videos are a great way to do it. I think what Jason is doing in terms of having a video that you can play on the background while you're at work or while you're, I don't know how to actually cook at home, but I assume you're cooking at home, doing the laundry, playing with the kids, whatever. You can have these things on the background to just sort of make yourself feel like you're there. That's what Lisa over at the Castle Run has done. She, literally moments ago, a half hour ago, just launched her passion project, which is called CoreMemoryCandles.com. Again, the olfactory, our sense of smell, is the most, I think sometimes overlooked, but the most powerful, and it's most closely linked with memories, more so than any of our other senses. So it's funny, when she told me she was launching this, I thought personally about one of the shows that I did years ago that I almost never did, which was the top 10 smells at Walt Disney World. I'm like, nobody is going to get it. I will tell you, that show was probably 8-9 years old. I still to this day get emails about it. Why? Because the sense of smell is so strong, it's so powerful, and it connects us to a time and a place, whether it's popcorn on Main Street, frothy ramen in Japan. Everything I'm going to say from here on is going to be food related. The blueberry cheesecake at the boathouse, the musty water smell of Pirates. We all sort of probably have, and whether it's the smell of orange blossoms in Horizon, or the smell of that salt air in Soarin', or we all have ones that probably resonate very much with us. And what she has done is taken a lot of those scents and put them into beautiful, and I've come to learn a lot about candles recently, long burning candles. So there's things like Beast's Library, the Campground, Caramel Popcorn, Carrot Cake Cookie, Castillo del Moro, the Fall of Rome, because who doesn't love the smell of Rome burning? I believe it or not, like, you don't actually see it like when I'm here, but a lot of times when I'm doing the show or I'm working, like, I have little candles burning in my office, because I think it does help to, for me, it either gets rid of the smell of me being in my office, but it sort of connects you to the seasons. Or here, it's more about a place, right? So the smell of gingerbread might not necessarily make you think of Christmas, but it might make you think of Christmas at the Grand Floridian, right? Apple pie might make you think of Mickey's PhilharMagic. Some of the other smells, cinnamon rolls might make you think of Gaston's Tavern. So Lisa actually gave me, and I don't actually know what's in here. So I'm a little, just so you know, whenever I open up anything live on the show, even when it comes from a friend, there's a little part of me that gets a little nervous. But I know Deanna and I have had, Lisa's given us some of the different candles before. I believe my wife is going to be placing an order probably very, very soon. But let's see. And it says, handmade with love. Oh, so it comes with a little note. The smell of Walt Disney. Oh, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read what it says, because I want to try and I want to try and guess what it is, right? So I have to sort of cover the label, because I don't know, because the box doesn't say what it is. So it's in a heavy black thing. Ooh. It's clean. It smells like a resort. It smells like the Contemporary, or it smells very clean, like the Contemporary, the Swan and Dolphin, the ocean, almost like the clean ocean. I could be completely off. It might be like cinnamon, and she's probably screaming if she's even watching. Oh, Becky, if it was somebody suggested to her, they need to make a Japanese sushi smell, and I'll buy them all day, all long. Martin Shergold, what's going on? There's a little part of me that wants to get a spoon and because I want to taste it. Like, it smells so good and clean. Old Key West Beach Club, says Melanie Jones. Wait, it's the polite thing. No, Becky, but the Polynesian smells like Hawaii, right? Different resorts have different scents to them. This is a very clean, modern smell. And I'm going to apologize if I'm way off. I'm in so much trouble. Oh, it's called Ocean Flight. It's a soy blend candle, handcrafted. Okay, wait. So let me see if I was right at all. It's the smell of Walt Disney World, the Contemporary, and somebody said Beach Club. Redhead Zach Brown, you are 100% right. Give that man a candle. It's soaring over Fiji and the vast expanse of ocean beneath. I didn't even think about that. Beneath the Banshee on Flight of Passage. It's Walt Disney World's way of tapping into the memories of the open sea. I could bring my heart like it makes me. And if you can't be at Walt Disney World, light this and breathe instead. So if you don't live at Walt Disney World, buying this candle is a much less expensive way of getting here. So thank you for sending this over. Congratulations. I know, like I said, Lisa launched it tonight, and I think she's got some sort of mega special free shipping thing going on. So you see there's Flight to the Taj Mahal, Main Street. I have to get a Rome burning candle. That's one that I can see myself burning in here. So congratulations again to you. I know anytime. Look, and I have to say, whether it's Jason, Lisa, Dave, whenever you launch something new, there's this really interesting internal dichotomy and almost battle that goes on for an entrepreneur, because you are so excited for this thing that you believe in so very much and you've been working on so hard, and there's also an incredible fear. And I'm not calling out Jason or Lisa, but I've been working with them, I've been talking to them, and I know from myself, whether it was my book or audio guide or an event, or Becky knows something that we have an idea for something, you get so excited for it, but there's a part of you that's scared, right? Because one, you don't know if somebody else is going to like it as much as you do. And two, like, is it going to fail? There's always that fear of failure, right? That it won't sell or nobody's going to like it, you know? So you sort of go through that internal struggle, and whether you have a brick and mortar business, and I'm not going on a sort of a business tangent here, but if you have this sort of Disney thing even that you love, and I don't care if it's Disney or Scooby-Doo or the Goldbergs or Game of Thrones, if there's this passion project you have, the first time you hit publish, the first time you create a product, the first time you make a video, go live, post on social, it's that first step is the scariest one, because you're putting yourself out there and you're vulnerable and you're exposed. And whether you hide it or not, and I will be perfectly transparent. Every time I turn the camera on, you get nervous, right? Because part of the reason why I love live video is because it is the most raw, real, and authentic thing that you can do, right? And because of that, there's an inherent vulnerability with that. So I get the excitement. I get that sort of that dichotomy of excitement and fear, sometimes frustration. You know, the night before Jason was going to go live, I was like, dude, just so you know, your website is down. Like, I was the bearer. I hated that. I was the bearer of bad news, but that's also what, you know, it's part of what I am here to do. So, and I know I've worked with other, you know, so many of you here who have been at Momentum or the retreats. Crystal, I see, says I still do it every time I podcast or live video. Melanie Jones, like, I get it, right? And Chuck Zita, you too. You know, this man, this is freaking hard. You know, there's a huge nexus between the people that say they're going to write a book and the people that actually do write a book. And that's not to bring anybody down. That's to applaud you and commend you, man, because that's hard. And you put your heart and soul and sacrifice and passion into it. Like, understand what I mean? Like, there are tears in this book, right? There are tears, whether they have been visible to other people or internal to you, because I know that you sit by yourself in a room with papers and notes and sticky notes everywhere, putting your heart and soul into this, sacrificing time with your family, sacrificing things that you want to do, and then you put it out there, and then you wait. And that moment that you put it out there and you're waiting for the response is the longest, hardest, like, toughest time. And it is a difficult, often lonely journey. So I applaud all of you. And look, Becky, if you could remember back to the day that you launched Mouse Fan Travel, was probably incredibly liberating and exciting and everything else. And it was as scary as the bar being out of your favorite cocktail. Like, that level of fear. And it's work and it's sacrifice. And I don't care if you're making a candle, you're making a video, you're writing a book, or you're doing an Instagram story. Like, anytime you put yourself out there, it is super, super hard. Becky says the China ABD was the scariest thing ever. Why? There was a lot riding on the line there, you know, from a financial perspective, because of the way we do things and because of the incredible way that Mouse Fan Travel supports these crazy endeavors of ours. It's a scary thing, right? Not just because you don't know if it's going to sell or fail, but there's a lot on the line. And whether the chips you're putting in are financial, emotional, spiritual, social, whatever, when you push your chips in and hit publish, or you put the book out, or you ask people to buy a candle or to watch a video or subscribe to a newsletter, when we're pulled in so many different directions, man, that's hard and it's scary. And I applaud all of you. And I should really be saving this for Momentum. Darn it. But I do, you know, and everybody who's coming to Momentum or has been to a retreat or worked with me one-on-one, like, even sending that email to say, hey, I want to sort of move the needle. I need help, right? And that's the other thing too, is when people, when you put it out there that you need help, that's a hard thing too, right? As somebody who admittedly is very, very bad at asking for help, when you ask somebody for help to support something that you do, that's hard as well. So I didn't mean to sort of go off on a tangent, but that's part of one, to commend and applaud everybody. It's also meant to encourage you. If there is that thing, the book, your candle company, your videos, your podcast, your blog, your new Instagram account, your TikTok account, I don't care what it is, if you're on that precipice of trying to decide if you do take that scary, do you remember when watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when Indy was staring across the chasm and had to go to find literally the Holy Grail, like the Holy Grail, right? We all have our own internal Holy Grails. There was nothing in front of him, right? But he had to have faith in what he was doing, right? When I say faith, I don't just mean faith in a higher power or whatever it is you believe in. He had to have faith in what he was doing, and taking that first step, that's a first step. That's a first step. Mouse Fan Travel's a first step. Here with the Magic, all those things are like Indy's first step. And there is a fear, while you might have faith in what you're doing, there is an inherent fear that you are going to fall and crash and burn and die and be ridiculed and fail. But it shows the power of faith as well. And as long as I'm spreading love today, there's one more I want to do. Hold on. I don't know if she's here tonight, but I know many of you maybe don't know. Amanda Bonner, she is from DisneyTravelForAll.com. Same thing. Like, Amanda is someone who has loved Disney for years and has also found that in consuming blogs, podcasts, videos, some of the ways that she was traveling were not necessarily addressed. And she also wants other people to understand, because she sometimes runs in circles where she's like talking about going to Disney World or going by herself. And they're like, Amanda, you're a grown woman. You don't have kids. Why are you going to Disney World? She realizes that there's a nexus for a lot of people in terms of making them understand that Disney World really is for everybody. And she wants to bridge that gap with Disney Travel for All. And sort of, it's inclusive as opposed to exclusive. So if you have no kids, no plans, no problem. Like, if you are a solo traveler, she has so many great resources, from going to the parks alone, going to the festivals alone, going on a cruise alone. Amanda has done cruises before in the past, literally for research, because a lot of people sometimes, I think, are afraid to go to Disney by themselves. Why? It's scary, man. It's scary to walk into a restaurant by yourself, to go sit at the pool or go to a bar or go to a show by yourself. Amanda does a remarkable job of removing that fear and making you understand that not only is it okay, but you are not alone. And if you want to be alone, that's cool. If you want to make friends, this is a great place and a way to do it. So while you might not be the 2 kids, picket fence dog, there are lots of different tips to going solo, to going as a large group, to going with friends. She has, and I'm not sure has she published it? There's lots coming from Amanda in terms of content that she is creating. So she's got the blog over at Disney Travel for All. While you're there, you should also check her out over on Instagram. Actually, go to Instagram.com, check out Disney Travel for All. You would be doing me a personal favor by helping Amanda, helping Jason, helping Lisa, helping Becky, helping Dave, like going and subscribing to their videos, going to buy a candle, going to follow her on Instagram. I would love to see, and I will check it out later on tonight, I would love to see Amanda's numbers jump up. And what I mean by that is, it's not about the numbers. I want to see her community grow, because I think she's doing wonderful, good, amazing things from a place that is like in the core of her heart. She has a real job that she doesn't like. I mean, she likes her job, but she loves this. And I know from talking to her and working with her for a long time, I see that sparkle and that shine in her eyes when she talks about these kind of things. She was actually on a show with me. Oh gosh, I don't remember what number it was. It was 10. Shoot. Amanda, if you're here, link to it. Becky says, oh wait, Becky needs to build her Instagram too. So whether you listen, I'd love for you to book a trip at Mouse Fan Travel and tell them Lou sent you, but you can also go to Becky Menken's personal Instagram and the Mouse Fan Travel Instagram and give her some love over there. So Tim Brown says, love all the different ways to Walt Disney World. And that's exactly what it is. It is showing you that there's lots of different ways to go and explore and enjoy. And then when you decide you want to go, whether you're going to World or Land, you've heard me say this a million times, but it's true. You don't need to do that alone, right? The planning process is very, very complicated and intricate sometimes, and trying to figure out the best time to go, the best resort to go to, where you should eat, how to get your fast passes, how far out you have to book, where you should stay, what's the best deal, what festival's going on. It's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. And while we may be sometimes, planners, sometimes it's okay to get some help, right? So go to Mouse Fan Travel. Tell them Lou sent you. Let Becky know that somebody's actually paying attention. Again, tonight was almost unintentionally about me wanting to give back to all the people that I know, that I am friends with, that I admire what they're doing. You've heard me say it a million times, like, I love just helping good people who are doing good things. That's how Momentum got started. That's how the retreat got started. That's how, and I don't like the word coaching, but sort of that's how the coaching got started, was my desire not to try and help a room full of 2,000 people and listen to me, preach about Facebook Live, but to work with people in an intimate setting to help them literally move the needle and to meet other like-minded people. Like the whole Clubhouse idea, it translates into what is happening at Momentum this weekend. It's why it's limited to 50 people. I will not grow it to a person more than that, because I think you start to lose what that is. That's why the retreat is 10 people. That's why the Mastermind Monday is 10 people, because that's the only way that I can deep dive with you. And there's a level of trust and transparency and vulnerability that comes. And if you're coming to Momentum this weekend, if you think you're going to sit there quietly, you got another thing coming. So Carrie says, I can't find Here with the Magic, so it's herewiththemagic.com. You can also look Jason up on the Facebook. He is Here with the Magic. And if you do go, and if you like Here with the Magic, and if you go and like Disney Travel for All on Instagram and Facebook, if you go and like the Castle Run and Core Memory Candles and Dave Bossert's thing, post on their Facebooks or on their pages or whatever. Let them know. Tell them Lou sent you, right? Just so, because I want to be able to go and see the good that you individually and collectively as a community do for other people. I think if we all were a little less, and not saying if we all, it's a little thing, right? I'm telling you, when we're done here, and we're almost done here, if you take 5 minutes to go follow somebody, go follow them on Instagram, go like their page, go subscribe to their thing, go buy one of Chuck's books, go buy one of Lisa's candles. You have no idea how much that gesture, big or small, is going to mean to those people, right? Even Becky, I'm not telling you to go and book, an expensive cruise. I mean, I'm sure she would appreciate that too. But even if you go to Becky's Instagram and, start following her there and go comment on one of her pictures. Chances are there's a cocktail in it. Go comment on one of her pictures saying, hey, I was just on, WDW Radio Live and I want to start following you. That's going to mean the world to them, right? So I don't want anything from you tonight for me. I want you to go and do it for other people. So that's what tonight has been all about. I'm not going to plug anything of my own because this isn't about me. It's about you. It's about this community. It's about us as friends. And again, it's spreading the word, not just for WDW Radio and the community, but for all these other people that are doing things. And look, I think there's room. And look, people tell me I'm crazy for doing this. Like, why would I help other people who are in the same space? Because there's room for us all. Like, there's room for us all to win. And, you know, that whole idea of the rising tide, it lifts all the boats. And when I see good people doing good things, I think it benefits everybody, right? And I want to see those people that have taken that first Indiana Jones step, who have taken those leaps of faith, do well and know that what they're doing is being enjoyed and being appreciated by other good people as well. So one last trip around the horn. Go and Dave Bossert's campaign ends tomorrow. So if you're interested at all in the Claude Coates book, check it out. The entry point to get your first book is not very expensive at all. So go check it out at wdwradio.com/Bossert. You can go and check out, I think she's launching with 22 or so different scents, and maybe if you have a scent that you'd like to see in a candle, I'm sure she has like a giant like witch's cauldron in her house somewhere, like experimenting with different scents. So if it's Rome burning or the smell of the frothy ramen, go let her know and take advantage of her launch sale at corememorycandles.com. Also go check out DisneyTravelForAll.com. Don't just like her page, but more importantly, I think she'd love it if you'd go and check her out over on Instagram. She is Disney Travel for All, and her name is Amanda Bonner. Here with themagic.com, I tell you all the time to sit back, relax, and enjoy here with themagic.com, because that's exactly what it does. And if you want to have that sort of Zen moment that really transports you from wherever you are, I mean, don't watch while you're driving, please, but transport you from wherever you are to the place that you want to be. Jason does some pretty amazing things there. And if it inspires you to go from your house, from your office to world or cruise or land, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Go to Mouse Fan Travel. There are always so many amazing opportunities and deals and ways, and that's what they do. If you say, hey, look, we want to go at this time of year, this is our budget, what can you do? They will help you figure that out. And when I say it comes at no cost to you, it's because it literally, there's no obligation. There's nothing wrong with going and trying to see if you could make it work, or saying, hey, you know, maybe that Mangello kid is right. Maybe we should try going on a cruise. Maybe we should go. Trust me, you should go to Japan. Maybe we should go and check out Disneyland or Aulani or Vero Beach. They can help you with all that. And let Becky know. Tell them Lou sent you, right? So that's all I got for you tonight. Again, tonight is not about me. It's about you. It's about them. Please go check them out. Give them some love. Tell them Lou sent you. I really do want you to have an amazing week this week. If you are one of those people that is thinking about starting your own thing, let me know how I can help, right? Shoot me an email. Go to LouMangello.com. Again, I'm not trying to plug, but go to LouMangello.com. You can find out some of the ways that I can try and help you. I will most likely be live Friday morning for a little while from the Skyliner and the grand opening ceremony early Friday morning. I'm not exactly sure what time, somewhere between like 8 and 11 or 12-ish, somewhere around there as well. Listen, thank you, all of you. Congratulations to Dave, to Lisa, to Jason, to Amanda, to Chuck, and of course to Becky. You guys are amazing people. I love and appreciate you. And you, just by virtue of you being here, like, that is the gift that you are giving me. Like, I want you to know, like, it's not a line. Like, I really mean that. When I look and I see a number in the box, like, I'm very hyper aware that that's not a number, that there's 100 and whatever people that are giving of their time that's an incredible gift, and it's very, very humbling to me, and I'm very grateful for it. So I love you. I'm thankful for you and to you, and I hope that this really is your best week ever. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please let me know. I promise I'll get a new show up soon. It's been crazy with everything and momentum and all that. I promise, as soon as I can. So thank you guys so much. I love and appreciate you. Happy birthday, Becky Menken from MEI Mouse Fan Travel. So until next time, see ya.